PlanSwift gives you the ability to not only perform a quantity takeoff, but to do so efficiently while adding component parts and pieces to your takeoff items to generate a more detailed estimate. When performing a takeoff, pay special attention to the Templates, Parts, and Inputs panel on the right side of the screen. This panel allows you to add takeoff item templates, as well as add parts and assemblies to your existing takeoff. To utilize this panel, select the drop-down menu. You'll have several different options, and you might even see a few different items than what is displaying on the screen here, depending on which plugins you have installed. For now, let's start with the Sample Takeoff Tools option. The Sample Takeoff Tools section displays a list of pre-created takeoff items, broken out by CSI division and section codes. Using these eliminates the guesswork of how to create a trade-specific item, and speeds up your takeoff process by removing the need to create all of your items from scratch. Navigate through the codes and find the item you want, and then select the green Record button to the left. Then, your standard item properties window displays, allowing you to customize the item for your specific needs on this job. Once you've entered the relevant details, press OK, and then you can perform takeoff in the usual manner. Once you've performed your takeoff, you then can add component parts to the takeoff. Select Sample Parts from the drop-down menu in the Templates, Parts, and Inputs panel. You'll then see primary category folders for material, labor, equipment, or subcontract, depending on what you wish to add to the takeoff item. Let's select Material Parts. Like the takeoff item templates, the material parts are also broken out by CSI division and section codes. Find the code that corresponds to the part you want to add to your takeoff item and hit the expand icon next to it. Within many of the CSI code categories, you'll see a type breakout for linear, area, count, manual quantity, or inherited quantity items within the category. Expand the desired type. Once you've then located the part you want to add, simply drag and drop it on top of the piece of takeoff on the image. A Properties window then displays for you to enter any relevant dimensions, waste percentages, costs, or markup information. Press OK once you've added the information. You can then see the added parts on the Estimating window underneath the parent item. While you can certainly add parts to a takeoff item one by one, PlanSwift also provides you with the ability to add a collection of related parts to an item all at one time. This collection of related component parts is referred to as an assembly. For example, you could use an assembly to add track, studs, drywall, and labor to a wall item all at once. To do so, let's select Sample CSI Assemblies from the drop-down menu within the Templates, Parts, and Inputs panel. A list of pre-built assemblies broken out by CSI division and section then displays. Press the Expand button to the left of the relevant CSI code to see the associated assemblies. Once you've found the one you want to use, you can click the green Record button to the left of it. The Properties window then displays, and you can enter relevant details to complete the assembly. Then, it works just like the templates, where the item is created and you can draw your takeoff accordingly, with the exception here that now all the associated parts are added to the item and will be calculated automatically as you perform takeoff. You can also click and drag an assembly on top of an existing piece of takeoff, just like you would when adding an individual part to a takeoff item. Once again, a Properties window displays. This one displays properties for all the items within the assembly, so you might need to scroll down to verify entries across all the items. Press OK when you're finished. Just as with parts, you can find all the associated component details you just added with the assembly within the Estimating window. Up to this point, we've discussed all the templates, parts, and assemblies that come standard with PlanSwift. But what if the template, part, or assembly you need doesn't exist? Well, don't worry, as you can also add your own for use on your bids. Let's start by going to the Templates tab at the top of the screen. You'll notice a number of tabs at the top of this window. These correspond to the drop-down menu items you see within the Templates, Parts, and Inputs panel. Your tabs might be different than what we're seeing here, depending on what plugins you have installed for PlanSwift. Let's select the Sample Parts tab to add a new part. The categorization breakdown is the same as within the drop-down window, so the easiest way to add a new part is to try to find a similar part that already exists. Navigate to a similar existing part. Once you find a part that is similar to the one you want to create, right-click on it and then select Copy. Then right-click again and select Paste. Now, double-click on the newly created line item to open its properties. Change the name on the new item, and then make any necessary changes to the Properties window, and press OK. This process of copying from a similar existing item means you only need to make entries for the properties that change, rather than having to build a new item completely from scratch, which should greatly speed up the process. Once you press OK and add the item, it can then be selected from the drop-down menu in the Templates, Parts, and Inputs panel when performing your takeoff.
Before you build, construct Connect.